Welcome guys to this lesson, CSS Pseudo-Elements. This is follow up to the pseudo-class lesson that we took. And so if you have taken that class, this class should be a cakewalk for you. So what is a pseudo-element? A pseudo-element is used to modify, to style various or specific parts of an element. And so if you want to make some modifications or styling to specific parts of an element, then pseudo class is the way to do it. And we are going to take a look at some examples, but is the syntax that we are going to be using. So you have the selector, colon, then the pseudo element, and then you have your property value combination. So we are going to be taking a look at the code section and walk through some examples. The very first one that we are going to be looking at will be the first line pseudo element. And like the name suggests, this is going to be used to add a special style or some styling to the first line of a text. So we'll be looking at an example. So this is my sample HTML. I'm going to add some lorem, right? Because I don't want to type. And so that is my text, right? And if I refresh this, you have the text. So if I wanted to use this first line pseudo element, what we can do, and like I said, there is one more thing that I have to clarify because I just remembered that I may have misspoken. Is this. So I said a single colon, or maybe I might have represented a single colon, but the syntax is actually a double colon. For the pseudo class, it's only a single colon, and I forgot to make the change. So this is the syntax. It's a double colon and your pseudo element. So let's get back to the code. So here, what I'm going to do, I'm going to select the elements, which in this case is the P, and I have my double colon, and then I have a bunch of pseudo elements that I can choose from. Element, backdrop, before, content, all that, but we are going to be looking at the first line pseudo elements, right? And I'm going to style this color differently, and why not red? Okay, maybe I'm going to add some, yep, maybe this is good enough for now. Okay, so if I refresh this now, you see that the first line is colored in red. The next element, pseudo element that we want to look at will be, since we have the first line, we may as well have the first element. So let's just do that. Same syntax. And then we have the first letter, right? Sorry, not the first line, but the first letter. And then we can style that. Let's see, color. And why not blue? Okay, so when I refresh this, you have the first letter being blue. So that is the first letter pseudo element. This also works well. You can combine this with a class name, right? So if I had a class name here called class first, right? I could just as well use this with, I call the class name dot first, right? And then I can, sorry, the P is still there. And then I can now combine it with the pseudo element. And if I refresh this, it stays the same, right? Because it's just called a class, and then we are saying that take the first letter pseudo element of this class, which is a paragraph. Okay. We can also have the before and the after pseudo element, and that just allows you uh, to insert some content before the content of the element, right? Or after the content of the element. And so if we want to take an example, and I have an orange JPEG right here that we can use. And so if I wanted to insert it before the element, it's the same syntax again. We do, okay, so I have dot first and double colon before. And then I have content, URL, and I have my orange.jpg. So when I refresh this, you see the orange comes before the text or before your class first, right? If I say first dot after and I refresh this, you can see that it comes after the text. So as you can see, there are so many pseudo elements that you can use, and you can explore some of these ones that I haven't talked about. But yes, this is just to show you that the possibility of what you can use pseudo elements for. So thank you for watching, and see you in the next lesson.